Hi, everyone. Sorry, that took a few more minutes to get ready than I thought it would. To be honest, what happened was that I was at home, about to do this at home, and Benji wasn't asleep yet. and Benji decided that he wouldn't leave me alone, even though it's past his bedtime. So anyway, I had to make a quick dash to my parents' house to do it at my parents' where Benji's not bothering me. Just before I get started, I'm just going to check that one of the girls in particular who I know was going to watch live can see it. So just bear with me for a sec. Okay, just waiting to hear whether it's working. Gotta love technology. Let's see. Yep, looks like it's working. Diane, if you're watching, can you just send me a message to let me know that you can view it? Looks like people are viewing it. I just want to make sure that it's working on the YouTube channel. Okay, great. All right, let's get started. So again, apologies that I'm starting late. But let's get started with I'm aiming this as a postnatal workout. It's sort of what I would do in a baby and me class. I'll give harder options for toddler and me and harder options for empower. But this is a pretty standard class outline that I would regularly do. It's going to focus on stretching, cardio, pelvic floor and core, and quite a bit of leg work. So I apologise in advance for your legs tomorrow or the next day. You might feel your glutes and your quads. All right, so if you don't have a fitball, it's not the end of the world. I will try as best I can to give you options with a chair, so have a chair nearby, or options that you can do on the floor. But if you do have a ball, some of the ones towards the end will be a lot better, a lot more doable if you've got the ball. I've also got a theraband that's green strength. It's tied up because the first ones that we're going to do with the theraband are with it tied around our knees. But to start with, we're going to do a stretching series, a whole body sort of yoga style stretching series that doesn't require any equipment. So you can push them to the side. Let's start in standing. Let's turn that up a little bit. Okay, so I want you first of all to reach up in front, big breath in, and then as you breathe out, bring your arms down, chin to chest, rolling down one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, hold it there, just get the feeling of stretching out your hamstrings, maybe go one leg straight, other leg straight. Inhale, hold, and then exhale, tuck your bottom under, roll yourself all the way up, roll your shoulders back, and inhale, reach up. If you can do this against a wall, that's even better for checking your spinal mobility. So chin to chest, and see if you can feel one vertebrae at a time coming away from the wall as you roll down, getting each segment coming away from the wall. Bottom stays on the wall. Inhale, hold. And exhale, tuck your bottom under, roll yourself all the way back up. Ironing out any knots. One more, reach up. And then down, chin to chest, rolling down. Those reaches overhead and some of the other stretches we're going to do here are really, really great if you've had a cesarean, especially recently, but even in the past, rolling back up again. It is really important to regularly stretch up and into extension. This time we're going to stay down there. So come to the front of your mat, reach up, and when you roll down, we're going to stay down there and put our left leg back into a lunge. Put the knee on the ground. Push yourself up into a lunge position like this. Tuck your bottom under and push your hips forward for a stretch here. And again, really nice hip flexor stretch, but also really lovely for anybody who's got some tight scar tissue along here. Lift up your left arm. And then, so it's the opposite arm to the knee. And then lean across your body. So you're leaning slightly backwards and slightly across. And you should feel a lovely stretch down the front here. Big breaths. And then coming back, let's go through that range a few times. So we're going to go over, 1, and back. Tap your hand to your thigh. Over again. Keep pushing the hips forward to stretch, and back. And 2 more. Over, and back. Shoulders away from ears, really long, and over. And back. And then put that hand down onto the floor. And reach the right one up, and then tap that right hand near the other hand and reach it up again. 2, and back. Reach and tap. 2 more. 1, opening out through the upper back. This one should be targeting the middle and upper back into rotation. Big breath, stretch. And back down. Okay, from there, I want you to tuck the back toe under and go up into downward dog. Downward dog, stretch. So you can have your knees bent if you need to, but focus on pushing back through your hands so that your chest is open. And then from that point, can you go one heel down, other heel down, prancing, one foot, other foot. And then we're going to go knees to the ground. Inhale, prepare, and then exhale, push back up. 1. And then back down slowly. Knees down. And 2. Push back. Knees bent slightly if you need to get open chest. And back down. 3 more. I'm going to take these a bit slower, which is actually going to be harder, and it will help. It will be activating through your abs. If you feel like you have to breath hold and strain to do that, go quicker through the range so that you don't have to use your abs as much, okay? Hopefully this will get easier over time, especially if you're early postnatal. Tuck your toes and up. Inhale, hold. Exhale, slowly lower. Push away from the ground with your hands. Stay strong. Knees down, knees down, knees down. Hit the floor now. Let go of your tummy muscles. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, push back. Inhale, hold. And exhale, look over towards your hands, knees going down slowly, slowly. Keep your bottom stuck out slowly, slowly. Let go with your pelvic floor and lower tummy now. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, push back. Inhale, hold. And exhale, slowly lowering down. Knees going slowly to the ground and releasing off. Okay, this time we're going to stay up there and do an extra stretch. It's a bit of a challenging one. Ready? Up and stay. Can you put your right foot on the ground and lift your left leg up to the ceiling? In doing that, you can twist to open the hip, bend the knee, flex the foot, and look underneath that arm. Some of you may not be able to do this. That's fine. Do a version of whatever you can manage. But if you can do it, let's bring that back down. Push back, and the other one up. If you can do it, it's a really, really nice way to open up through the front of the hip and stretch out along the side of your body. And then back down to downward dog. 1 more each way, but this time we're going to go through to a modified pigeon pose. Ready? Push the left one up in the air, left leg up, bend the knee, flex the foot, open the hip, look under the arm, push back through your hands the whole time. Now let's take that foot through and to the outside of the right hand, and then lower down to the ground. Okay, so it looks like that. You can see my foot there. Looks like that. And the back leg is back behind you. You're trying to get the left foot up towards the right hand. If this is not doable, can you just sit back cross-legged with the left leg in front and stick your bottom out as you come forward. Just going to move so that you can see more of the mat. Okay, so pigeon pose like this. Hold. Should be a stretch around the outside of the left hip. If you can, you're going to take that back leg back further and lower yourself down closer to the ground, but don't push that, especially if that foot is creeping back like that. The correct version of this stretch is to keep the foot in line with the knee. Yeah. Okay, we're going to tuck the back toe, push back up to downward dog. Lift the right leg now this time, right leg up. Open the hip, flex the foot, and then take it through to the outside of the left hand and lower yourself down. The alternate version of this is sitting cross-legged with the right leg in front, sticking your bottom out, leaning forward. Should be a nice stretch for your right hip. Some people's hips move in this direction more than others. A lot of people are prone to overactive pelvic floor and tight muscles around the pelvis, including the pelvic floor. If that's you, then sometimes stretching sequences like this to get all the muscles around the hips stretched out can be really helpful in preventing the pelvic floor continuing to be high tone and wound up all the time. Regular stretching and breathing can help. Tuck the back toe back up to downward dog. Okay, and now we're going to look towards our hands and step our left foot in between our hands and then lower the right knee to the ground. So we're doing the opposite of what we did before. We're going to tuck our bottom under, push forward. This time it's going to be a stretch for the front of the right hip. Push forward, so it's the right hand that goes up and over. Remember, like I said before, this is particularly good. Let's bring that back down and do 3 through that range. Inhale as you go over and back. This is particularly good for anybody with tightness in the abdominal muscles or hip flexors here, but especially good for those who might have some scar tissue from a cesarean section or other abdominal surgery. And if it was a cesarean section, and we're stretching out the right at the moment, the right is often where they finish the sutures in a cesarean. So sometimes that side is where people feel more tightness. Not always, but that's quite common. Now let's put our right hand down and lift the left one up. Big rotate, stretch, and then tap and up again. And tap, up, push away from the ground with the right hand and down. 2 more. And down. Last one. And down. Okay, let's tuck that back toe and then we're going to step it in. Let your head be heavy. Hang. Tuck your bottom under and roll yourself back up. Let's do 3 more of those rolls. So like before, you really reach right up to the ceiling, breathe in. And exhale, chin to chest, roll it down. Just be aware of maybe feeling a bit more stretched out now. You might be able to get down further. Your hamstrings might feel a bit less tight. Bend your knees and roll back up. Big breath in. You might feel able to take deeper breaths now that we've focused on that a bit more. Chin to chest, roll it down. And then roll back up again. Shoulders back, last one, reaching up. And then arms coming down, chin to chest, roll it down. Slight bend in your knees. Stay there, take a breath. And on an exhale, tuck your bottom under, roll it up. Big breath in and breath out. Okay, done with that bit. Now, what we're going to do is some balance and strength work for our legs, okay? So have the theraband handy. I'm going to give you an option with that to tie around your legs. But to start with, let's try everything without that first. So I want you to have a go at a modified version of a single leg deadlift, okay? So what we're going to do is imagine that there's a square on the floor and our right foot is in the top corner and our left foot is in the back corner, so the opposite corners. So there was a square on the floor, meaning that your feet should be sort of like that, okay, rather than being right back like this square, okay, opposite corners of a square. Now from there, I want you to bend down into your knees and lean forward, stick your bottom out, lean forward, and go down so that both hands are on either side of where the knee, that right knee is, the front knee. Just see how that feels. Can you bring most of your weight into the front leg, the right leg? Okay. If you, I would like you to just be on the toe of that back foot and then go down if you can as a harder version to touch the floor. And then we're going to go all the way back up. So let's try that again. Easier option, just go to either side of the knee. Harder option, touch your toes to the ground. Open chest, stick your bottom out, going down and back up. 1 and down and back up. 2 and back up. 3. If anybody wants to make this harder, you can try taking the left toe off the ground. 5. We're going for 8. 6. Drive right up to the ceiling. Now just checking with what your knee is doing, especially if you're doing it single leg, make sure it's not turning in. 7. Whoops. Last one. 8. Okay, swap to the other leg in front. Stick your bottom out, open chest. Let's go forward. Open chest. If you feel pain in your lower back, just be a little bit, see if it feels any better to be a bit more relaxed through there. But if you're okay with it, open your chest slightly. So we're going down and up. 1, down and up. 2. Can you work it so that your feet are quite close together and most of your weight is in your left leg, the front one. 4. Can anybody take that back foot off the ground? 5. 6. 7. Watch that knee. Have a look, make sure it's not turning out. 8. Okay, shake all that out. Next one, squat and up to toes. So we're going down and then we're going to squat, go up on toes, reach up at the same time. Squat, reach. See if you can get your arms to be right up near your ears. So you're really going up as straight and tall as possible. 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now a sideways version of that, hands to hips. We're going to squat and then tap the left foot to the ground. Squat, tap the right. 2, 2, 3. Again, just think about the alignment of your knees. 3. Easier option, don't go deep. Just do a little tap. Your earlier postnatal, this would be a good place to start, especially with regards to prolapse symptoms and vaginal heaviness and C-section scar. Just see how it feels. Doing very easy movement options first and then add in harder options after you've proved to yourself that you can do a series of this without any symptoms during or after. Pain, heaviness, obviously any urine leakage or anything like that. Should not be feeling that. 1 more each side. Okay, and then stay in the center. We're coming forward, monster walks. Ready? Right leg first, go. 1, 2, 3. Tap, back. Tap. Knees should be slightly out. Tap, back. Keep relaxed through your chest. Back. Forward. We're doing 8. This is 4. 4 more. We're doing right leg starting. Forward, tap, back, forward, tap, back, lucky last, forward, tap, back. Shake it all out. Okay, so that's the sequence, right? As you'll see, it's got a focus on some single leg stability work as well as general squats. So second and third rounds, if you feel like making it harder, can you tie a band around your knees? All right, do you remember where we started? Right leg in front, either single leg deadlift or split squat deadlift like this, okay, with the toe on the ground. Ready? Forward, touch the ground if you can, up, 1, 2, foot off the ground, 3, 4, 5, I'm adding in a little bit of speed now, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, 10, switch, shake out your back, don't work through back pain, okay? If it's hurting your back, just do plain squats or something else. Ready? 1, up, 2, drive it up, 3, that's what it looks like from this way, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, drive it up, 9, 10. Okay, straight into these ones, ready? Elbows down towards the knees, easier option, a shallow squat, and then up on toes, 1, 2, 10 of these, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like you're going to sit on a chair behind you, 8, 9, 10, get down, we're going to go to the right, and tap the left foot, center, tap the right, center, left, right, tap the left, tap the right. That's what it looks like from side on. Sit on the chair, stand it up, sit, stand. If you reach your fatigue point with any of this and knees or back start to hurt, just stop. Everybody's going to have a different number of reps that they can do. Everyone's going to have come into this workout with a different experience before. 1 more each way. Okay, shake that out. All right, get down in the middle. Let's go forward, left leg starting. Are you ready? Set, go. 1, 2, 3, tap, back. Forward, tap, back. Forward, tap, back. It's always hard with classes that I'm leading like this where I can't see any of you doing this. I don't know whose knees might be doing this. So you have to self-monitor, okay? Get down lower if you want to work harder for the last 2, or higher if you want to just step through it with walking, not squat. Okay, rest. Okay, now between that and the last set, I'm going to do a little absy one. It's still glutes. Can you get down onto the floor? Active recovery, this is called, between sets. Right hand down. Come up into modified side plank. Left arm over. And we're going to try hitting that knee and then pushing it out. Easier option. Down here. Hit the knee. Push it out. 1, 2. Let's do 10 each side. 3. Really push it out. 4. Tuck the toe as far away as you can. 5. Dip the hip slightly. Push the hip up. 6. 7, or the hip could just stay on the floor down here. 8, push away from the ground. 9, 10. That's a really nice abs one, but also I'm sure you felt that working your glute. All right, let's come up, do the final set, and then when we do our active recovery after that, we'll do the other side. Ready? Right leg in front, left leg back. Again, add a little bit more speed. You don't have to have the band, but you do have to have good technique with your knee alignment and your bottom stuck backwards. This toe just touching the ground, not much weight through it. Ready? Right leg in front. Go 1, snap it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, toe off the ground like me if you can. Final 2, 9, 10. How tall can you get? Hold it there. Okay, switch. Other leg in front. Remember, you're making like a square so that it's not too far behind you. It's kind of out to the side a bit. Ready? Down. Go. 1, 2, 3. Sliding the hands down. 4. Back. Foot off the ground if you can. 5. 6. Only if you've got the strength in your hip to keep your knee from turning in. 2 more. Up. Up. Center. Ready? Squat. Up. 2. Up on toes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A little bit more speed. Let's go to 15. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Over to the side. 1, 2, 2. Get down low if you can. 3, 4, 5. If this speed is not good for you, just go different speed. It's fine. Go whatever suits you. 6, 7, 8. Center. Go forward. Right leg. Go. 1, 2, 3. Tap back. Forward. Tap back. Forward. Tap back. Forward. Knees still out. Back. Deeper if you can. Forward. Tap back. 5 started on the other leg now. Left. Tap back. Left. Tap back. Left. Down low. How low can you go? Left. Back. Last one. Left. Nice loose arms. Back. Whew. Ouch. Okay. Down on the ground. Oh my goodness. Left hand or elbow on the ground. Let's catch our breath by going into modified side plank. That leg out, reaching the right one over. Remember, you can be down on your elbow. Knee to elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you're reaching overhead over there, not in front of you. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my goodness me. We're going to need a stretch. All right. Let's stay sitting on the ground. Okay, you're halfway through the workout, by the way. And you'll be happy to know that that's the main cardio and the main standing strength work all done. Right leg out. Up tall, lean over. If you've got the band, you can use that to add to the hamstring stretch. So you pull yourself up and then you hinge forward. I want you to drop the right elbow down and use that to twist, and then over and up. Elbow drops, reach, pull it in, up. You can just put your elbow on the top of your thigh if that's easier for you, or you can go right down here if that's better. 3 more. Now I wanted to talk a little bit about prolapse. I know that a lot of women in the world have prolapse because the research shows that it's 1 in 2 women who've had children. So that's pretty massive. And 1 in 3 likely to have a stage 2 or 3 prolapse, which are the ones that are more likely to be symptomatic. Let's put the right leg in front. Stick your bottom out and lean forward. So if you imagine 1 in 3 women, most of these studies were done on women who've had vaginal births. So it definitely is increased risk after a vaginal birth. Walk your hands, so you've got the right leg in front, walk your hands to the left while we talk. So you are likely watching this to be a woman who has prolapse. It's not unusual. You may or may not be somebody who has prolapse that causes you symptoms through the day, and those symptoms, let's swap to the other side, put the band around if you want to, and those symptoms can be vaginal symptoms, up and over for a stretch of the hamstring, like a dragging sensation, a lump or a bulge you can feel there, like you've got a tampon in but you don't, things like that. But sometimes they can be bladder or bowel symptoms. I think if this is the first time you're hearing about prolapse, or you've heard little bits and pieces of it, you might think if I said that symptoms of bladder or bowel symptoms with a prolapse, elbow down and reach over, you might think that I'm talking about incontinence. Usually though, incontinence, leaking urine or feces or wind, is not necessarily indication of a prolapse. The more likely bladder or bowel symptom that you would feel with prolapse as a symptom of it is difficulty emptying your bladder or your bowel. And the reason for that is that a prolapse is like a pocketing of the front wall of the vagina or the back wall of the vagina, or it can be the uterus coming down in the middle. But if it's a pocketing of the back or the front wall, can you imagine that the bladder pocketing backwards or the bowel pocketing forwards would make it more likely, let's take that band off, put the left leg in front, stick your bottom out as you lean forward, would make it more likely to be difficult to completely empty your bladder or your bowel, because wee or poo can get stuck in the pocket. And with your bowel in particular, it can feel like you're straining to try and get the poo out, but it's actually going into that pocket of the prolapse, into the vagina, instead of going out. So just keep that in mind, especially for yourself, or so if the left leg is in front, we're going around to the right for a stretch. For yourself, but also if you've got girlfriends who've had babies who are talking about symptoms like this, you can be the knowledgeable ones to tell people, set people straight about what prolapse is and what the symptoms might be. So everything we do in these classes, feet together, leaning forward, stretching through the adductors here, is what I consider pelvic floor friendly. So like you notice that we've got our heart rate up there. You could have worked at quite a high intensity then, but it's low impact. Lower impact has been shown, arms out, left arm on top, hands up, lifting up to the ceiling, but looking down. Lower impact has been shown to be less strain, less impact, if you like, on the pelvic floor. So for those with pelvic floor symptoms, like prolapse symptoms, sticking to lower impact might decrease symptoms. You can definitely try working up to higher impact, even if you have a prolapse. It's not, having a prolapse doesn't mean that you have to do low impact for the rest of your life. But that's why we created the branch of FitRight called Impact, because there is a good stepwise way to make sure that you're ready for that sort of impact, so that the pressure on your pelvic floor is minimized and you're less likely to get symptoms or make a prolapse worse. So please keep all of that in mind. The fact that prolapse is so, fingertips to the ground, ear to one shoulder, prolapse is so common. The prolapse can be the back wall, the front wall, or the uterus coming down into the vagina. It's more common after vaginal births. You can have vaginal symptoms, or you can have bladder or bowel emptying symptoms. It can really be helped by, one more each way, by physiotherapy management. And if physiotherapy management alone doesn't help, it can be surgically helped. But the research has shown that a lot of the majority of women can be helped with physiotherapy if it's caught in the early stages. Big shoulder rolls back again. So yes, keep all of that in mind as a way to empower yourself to know what's normal, what's not, what to look out for with things like that. All right, on to hands and knees. We'll stick our bottom out and then tuck our bottom under. Last stretch before we go grab the ball. Inhale and exhale. You know how I was saying before about stretching out through abdominal muscles and scar tissue here? This is a really good one to do that too. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, and inhale, exhale. All right, let's get some abs happening, abs work happening. We'll get our ball and we're going to sit on it. Okay, I'll turn this up a little bit again. I'm going to sit on the ball at the back of our mat here. Can you untie your band and have that nearby as an optional, a harder option? The first bit though, we don't need the band, so just untie it and have it nearby. Right, we are going to walk ourselves out until our upper back, so actually go back a little bit until your bottom is on the ball and your middle back is on the ball, but your head is not on the ball yet. Okay? So from this position, feet hip width apart, knees hip width apart, hands behind your head. Can you feel, just holding yourself here, that you're using your abs? Now I want you to take your attention down to the pelvic floor. By using your abs, does your pelvic floor automatically lift a little bit? Does it not do anything? Or do you feel a downward pressure in your pelvic floor? Because what we're trying to aim for is a little bit of a gentle upward draw of the pelvic floor when the abs start working to prevent pressure going downwards. So we're going to go back over the ball like this to take the pressure off that area. Inhale in this position, and on an exhale, pull on your pelvic floor gently and come up to here. I want you to check out what's happening with diastasis, especially if you're early postnatal. Just check that as you come up, there's no doming. You can feel that things are staying firm in the midline there. To make this easier, you go down lower so that it's only a small range. To make it harder, you go backwards more so that it's a big range. You're going right back and right up, all right? I'm going to talk you through about 8 of these. You do it through the range that suits you, and I want you to keep monitoring pelvic floor, tummy muscles, what's happening there. Okay, again, if this was a face-to-face class, I'd probably be coming around and asking if anybody wants me to feel what's happening with their tummy muscles, so you need to self-monitor at home. Inhale back. Exhale, pelvic floor on as you come up. Inhale back down. Exhale up. Inhale back down. As you exhale, the pelvic floor should come on. Inhale back. Check that the lower tummy is drawing in, pulling in. Inhale back. 5 more. 1. Relax as you go back. Inhale. Exhale up. 2. 3. Hope you're feeling your abs starting to work, especially if you're back further over the ball. 4 and coming up high. 5. Okay, walk yourself out a bit further. This is where you can have the band as a harder option if you want it. So this is a bottom tuck like this, tucking and untucking, okay? Feet hip width apart, knees hip width apart. So the movement is taking your bottom down towards the ground, shoulders and head rested, and then you're tucking up And if you have your fingertips here, you should feel yourself using the lower tummy to pull your pubic bone back this way and untuck. Tuck, bottom on, lower tummy on, untuck. Harder option, band across here, keep the hands on the ground. Tuck, untuck, tuck back, untuck. If you're feeling this in your lower back, can you just stop and go down to the floor? Keep going with that. I realized if you don't have a ball, I didn't give you an option, sorry. This is the option for this one. Tuck, untuck, tuck, untuck. And when we do the second round, if you don't have the ball, just do chest lift sit-ups from the ground. It's not quite the same movement, but it's similar. 2 more. Tuck, untuck, tuck, untuck. Now, if you're on the ball, can you have a go at walking yourself back up into sitting without using your hands? Lower tummy drawn in. Oh, mat sliding. That uses quite a bit of balance just to do that movement. While we're up here, let's get the band, behind us and do a little bit of a twisty one before we do the second round. So this is an arm exercise, but it does use your abs. So can you push your right arm forward and twist to look over the left? Take that left arm back behind you so your knees are forward, but your arms are twisting around. Pull back into the center. Push the other way. Pull back into the center. Push. You can do this sitting on a chair, it's fine. Or in 2-point kneeling, like kneeling up on your knees. Twist. The trick is with whatever position you're in is not to let your knees move though. Push. Easier option, especially if you've got any shoulder pain, is just move the front arm. Push. Push. 2 more each way. Push. Push. Nice gentle way to work your abs, your obliques. Okay, second final round. Ready? Walking yourself out, have the band nearby. Sit-ups. Hands behind head. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, relax. Exhale, drawing up and in with your pelvic floor and lower tummy. Hand on here if you want to monitor what's happening. 3. 4. If you can't feel your pelvic floor going on and off, please don't worry too much. Just don't do the harder versions, do the slightly easier versions to see if you can really get the feeling of your pelvic floor lifting, and just make sure that you don't feel a downward pressure. That's the main thing we're trying to avoid. 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Walk out further. Band over here if you want it. 10 tucks. Ready? Tuck. Stick your bottom out. Tuck your bottom under. Stick your bottom out. Put your fingers inside your hip bones here if you want to feel your lower tummy and it's working. Tuck back. The more that you focus on pulling your pubic bone back towards your belly button, the more you should feel it working in the tightening gently in the lower tummy there. Tuck. Drop. Tuck. Drop. You can lift the pelvic floor at the same time. Tuck might help the lower tummy come on. 2 more. 1, 2. Walk yourself back up. And another one of these with the band around behind you. This time, if you want a harder option, when you go like this, so right arm forward, left arm back, you can extend the left leg at the same time and then pull it back in. Push, twist, pull back in, push, twist. 5 each way. 2, 3, 3. So it's the right arm, it's the left leg opposite, going forward. Left arm, right leg. Right arm, left leg. Left arm, right leg. Let's do 1 more each way. And relax. Okay, just put the band down. Some circles around, give your lower back a bit of a rest. So the next thing that we're going to do is go down to the floor with our feet on the ball, go the other direction with the twist. with our feet up on the ball. So if you don't have a ball, you can do this with your feet up on a couch or on a chair. Just make sure the chair is against the wall so that it's not going to push away. Or you can just do it in bridging position with your feet on the ground. That's fine, but you'll see that there are some of the variations that are only doable with the ball. So just have to wait as we do those and join back in when it's appropriate. So lying down with your feet on the ball like this. I'll just move that backwards. Okay, so from this position, I'm going to bring the ball right in here. Have the band nearby. I want you to tuck your bottom under so that your bottom comes off the ground, and then roll up one vertebrae at a time. Okay, so to this position here. See how it feels to lift your hands off the ground. But if you're earlier postnatal, haven't done these classes before, keep your hands on the ground, that's fine. Roll yourself back down. Okay, inhale, prepare. If you're doing the harder version, keep your hands up. Exhale, tuck back. Roll your body up. Knees get straight. Okay, can you push your knees into the ball? Inhale, hold. Exhale, roll back down. Untuck. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, tilt back. Roll your body up. Inhale, hold. Exhale, roll back down. One vertebrae at a time. If you haven't done it with your arms off the floor yet, can you try now? Because the next version after this is going to be doing some arm work while you're up there. See if you can do it. Exhale, tuck back. Roll it up. Stay up there. Can you reach your arms overhead to touch the floor? Can you touch your thighs? One. Keep your bottom up. If that's not possible, you can drop your bottom back, roll your bottom back down to the floor and just do it with your bottom on the floor. Two more with your arms. One. Two. This takes a lot of control and stability. Roll back down. Okay, this time we're going to stay up there and do some arm work with the band. Okay, if you don't have a band, you can just move your arms. You can have little hand weights, is fine too. So when you're ready, roll yourself up to the starting position. Arms up in the air. Okay, we're going to go pull down so that the elbows go to the ground and your arms pull out to elbow width and then push back up. Pull. Hold it closer together if it's easy. 3, 4. Keep your bottom up. 5. Bottom towards the ceiling. 6. If this is hurting your lower back, don't persist. 7. 8. 9. 10. Roll it down. Okay. Next one, we're just going to intersperse the ones with our bottom up like that. We're going to intersperse them with some abs work. So I want you to take the ball away so that your heels are on it, and then bend it so that your heels are on the ball but your knees are 90 degrees. Hands overhead. I'm going to go inhale, prepare, and then exhale, bring your arms over and bring your chin up to your chest like this. Chin towards the chest, up, head off the ground, shoulders off the ground, and then back down. Just check in, especially if you're early postnatal, if this is appropriate for you. Think about what the physio has checked and told you as well. You might just be doing little head lifts, and that's fine, okay? If you can, though, coming right up into a chest lift, inhale, prepare. Exhale, coming up. Hands can go over, or if you need to monitor, put it here. Inhale, back. Exhale, up. Inhale, back. We're doing 8, okay? So that's 3, 4, back. Make it harder by straightening the legs each time. 5, exhale, 6. The lower tummy and pelvic floor should automatically come on, not push outwards or downwards. 7, 8. We will do another set of those in a sec, so you can practice that again now that you know the technique. Drape your legs over again, back with the band. This time the band movement is going to be, can you try with your bottom on the floor first, just pulling the band apart to hip width apart so that there's some tension in it. This is called tension series because you keep that tension the whole time. So the series is going overhead, bend to touch the top of your head, straighten, and then back. Now that might be too hard on your shoulders. If it is, can you just go to the point where you can get to and then back again, okay? And when you get back to your thighs, you can release the tension, set again, and back. The harder option, if you can get right overhead, is to bend your elbows to touch your head, push away, and then back again, okay? We're going to do 6 of those with our bottom up if you can. Ready? Rolling up. Okay, arms up. Pull apart. Overhead. Bend if you can. Straighten. Back to thighs. 1. Overhead. Bend. Straighten. Thighs. You can choose to let go of tension if you need to, or keep the tension the whole time. 3. Bend. Straighten. Thighs. 4. Bend. Straighten. Thighs. 5. Bend. Straighten. Thighs. 6. Bend. Straighten. Thighs. And arms up to the ceiling, roll it down and relax. Okay, take your feet away again. Heels on the ball, bend your knees so that the knees are at 90 degrees. Arms overhead. Remember, you can do hands behind your head if you prefer. You can do just a head lift, or you can do full chest lift. And the harder option is straightening the legs each time. I'll do the harder option. Okay, ready? Inhale, prepare. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down, 2. You can come right up into sitting if you can. Just don't let any downward pressure be felt, and see if you can keep your throat open the whole time. 5. 6. Roll down slowly. 2. Last 2, I'll do the easier option. 7. 8. Okay, now let's do a little bit of hamstring work while we're here. So take the ball away so that the calves are on it, arms down by your side. Can you roll your bottom up to the starting position? And now see what it feels like to exhale, pull the ball in towards you. Inhale, push it away. Can you do 3 of those in a row? 2, push away. 3, push away. Roll it down. Okay, easier, have it closer, but you won't be able to pull it in very much. Harder, have it right far away. Okay, second one, we'll do 2 of each of these. The second one is leg lifts off the ball. Ready? Roll it up. Okay, can you push down with the left leg on the ball and lift the right leg to the ceiling? 1, 3 each way. 1. If the ball is closer, it's easier. 2. 2, how gently can you put your leg back on the ball? 3, how straight can you get your leg? Who's got long hamstrings? And roll back down. Okay, now I promise we are going to do a hamstring and a glute stretch soon. But for those who would like to have the challenge, you can do another set of both of those. Ready? Roll it up. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, pull it in. 1. 2. Just a reminder to those who are early postnatal or haven't done this before, you don't have to take these harder options. I would not be doing these in a beginner baby and me class, that's for sure. Roll down. Okay, and then up again. Ready? Exhale, tuck back, roll up. 1, 2. They take a lot of pelvic stability and glute and hamstring strength. 2. You feel that your tummy muscles are having to work quite a bit too. 3. 3. Roll it down. Okay, now as promised, get the band. Put it around your right foot. Push the right foot up to the ceiling and take the left leg away so that the heel is on the ball, and just have that rest in there. Stretch the right one up to the ceiling. So just back on the topic of prolapse that we were talking about before, I was talking a bit about physio management of it. The physio management of prolapse is pelvic floor training. That's part of it for sure. Take that leg across your body slightly. And the main part about pelvic floor training for prolapse is getting the baseline tone and muscle stiffness is the word that's used, really good, so that the at rest even there's extra support for the organs. I'll take that band off, put that foot over the other knee, and then pull the ball in towards you for a stretch. The other thing for pelvic floor training that's really important for prolapse is having a physio teach you, test you to work out what movements or daily activities or whatever are actually bearing down and causing the prolapse to descend, which you may feel or you may not know, and then teaching you how to use your pelvic floor to protect during those things if possible. Like if it's coughing or if it's lifting your toddler or something, then you learn how to protectively pull on your pelvic floor and hold the organs up as you lift, and then you can relax when the task is finished, of course. Out again, band around the left foot. So management of prolapse is about pelvic floor training, modifying daily tasks perhaps, or using your pelvic floor with daily tasks where you can. Maybe modifying the way you do exercise so that you're not bearing down, or working up to some of the things you want to do by strengthening all your global muscles. But also what it might include with a physio, take that across your body, is it might include use of a pessary. I don't know if you've all heard of the term pessary before, but pessary, a support pessary, is like something that you wear inside the vagina. That's like a split, like it's like wearing an ankle brace if you've hurt your ankle ligaments to play sport. This is like a brace for your vagina. Put your left foot over the right knee and then pull it in towards you for a glute stretch. You can hold through the back of that or around here for an increased stretch. So by wearing something inside the vagina that stops the walls from being pushed down, it means that you can do daily activities, do sport, cough, lift a child, all of those things that might cause a prolapse to descend each time you do it and move. It stops it from moving. So the interesting thing about this is that there is a little bit of research being done, and I'm sure there will be more research being done in the future. Let's come up into kneeling now and put the ball out in front of us. Yeah, knees apart, stretch forward. Walk the ball around to the right. If you don't have the ball, you can just walk your fingers on the ground. What the research is trying to determine is whether if you wear a pessary, especially in the early postnatal phase when everything is recovering and changing so much, can it actually help to hold everything in a better position so that the prolapse actually gets better? Because what we've thought in the past is that pessaries are just for symptom management. They don't actually make anything better. They just stop you from feeling the symptoms. But as soon as you take the pessary out, it goes back to where it was before. But what if you lift everything up and hold it there and splint it there, and it actually helps the muscles and the connective tissue change around it in a good way? So keep that in mind. If anybody's watching this who has prolapse and hasn't heard about pessary use before, just keep in mind that there are physios in Perth and around the world who fit pessaries. Some gynecologists do. Let's put the ball on the left side and lift the left knee up. Tuck your bottom under, lean forward, reach the right one over again. Same stretch as we did at the beginning, and then back. But you've got the ball to hold on to this time. So if you've got any questions about that, about anything I talked about today or anything else to do with women's health, swap to the other side, please let me know. Ask in the members group. If you want it to be anonymous, then message me first, and I'll ask if I can put it as an anonymous post in the members group, because it is really good for learning. There's probably other people who have the same question as you, or I can just answer it privately if you'd prefer and not post it. But yeah, let's start the discussion about this stuff, because if you don't talk about it here with me and the other FitRight physios, who are you going to talk to it about? Let's just sit down. left arm across. So yeah, that's my challenge to you this week if you're watching this. Have you got a question about anything to do with pelvic floor health or vaginal health or women's health that you might like to ask in the members group or via email as a learning tool for you, or perhaps even as a learning tool, shoulder rolls, for the other women in the FitRight community as well. Right hand down, left one over, back, left hand down, right one over, because as I said, there is no such thing as a silly question. Somebody else is very, very likely to be thinking the same thing, wondering the same thing. Okay, let's finish with a set of pelvic floor exercises here. We've done heaps of pelvic floor work throughout the session. Let's just do an isolated set now. We'll work on some strength training. Okay, so I'm going to get you to hold as long as you can, and that's going to be different for everybody, but a maximal contraction as long as you can. I'll count up to 10 seconds, but if you can only hold 2 or 3 seconds, that's fine, and then you rest, and we're going to do 5 in a row, okay? That might not be your fatigue point. It might be hard to work out in a group like this, but see what you can manage, okay? Strong as you can, go. Scoop and hold. 1, 2, 3. Keep it held there as strong as you can. 6, 7. Closing off the space. 10, and let it go. If cross-legged sitting is difficult, try in this position with your knees together. The crossing your legs actually puts the pelvic floor on a bit of stretch, so this might be easier for you. Ready, go. Squeeze and lift and hold. Strong as you can, strong as you can. 3, 4, 5, 6. Lower tummy should gently be tucked in. 8, 9, 10. Let it go. Hopefully you feel that nice equal and opposite let go. If you don't, maybe you shouldn't be holding for as long as you are. And again, go. Number 3, squeeze and lift and hold, strong as you can. I'm deliberately only leaving little gaps in between them. 7, 8, 9, 10, let it go. I'm trying to get you to get the pelvic floor to fatigue. And again, go. Squeeze and lift and hold, strong as you can. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let it go and wait. We'll do one more. Last one. Ready? Go. Squeeze and lift and hold. Inwards and upwards inside. Strong as you can. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let go. Okay. You're all done. I look forward to hearing your questions if you have any, and thanks for joining me, those who joined live. Have a good week. I'll see you next time.